Hey everyone, Connor here. Just going to give you a heads up before this episode starts. At about the hour 10 minute mark, Rodrigo's PC just becomes a rumble motor from a console controller. It's a little bit annoying, so give me a heads up at that point. And throughout the episode, his PC is a little bit loud, but there's not much we can really do about it. We don't have the funds to get a new one just yet. So hope you enjoyed the episode, and apologies for the sound effects. Hello, welcome back to the Screen Age podcast. We missed you from last week with not having one, but now we're back with episode 42.
Yeah, it was weird not having an episode last week.
It was. I kept forgetting I didn't have to upload something and having a minor panic attack about it.
Yeah, I didn't have that. The way I was doing, I was kind of like going, my week that obviously we didn't record and everything. It just felt, rather than feeling like 2 weeks, it felt like just one really long week.
Weird.
Like it felt like I had 2 Fridays, two fucking Thursdays, and now it's Sunday.
You really do miss the show.
It was weird.
I think now if there's ever an indication that we just can't stop this show anymore, I think it's that your life cycle is now like, if you don't do it, it's messed up if you don't do it.
Yeah, but hey, I don't see why we won't anytime soon.
Oh yeah,
so,
we're still pretty small, so we still have a lot of room to grow, but we just gotta keep battling through.
Hey, I'm tall. I'm 6 foot. Speak about yourself.
You're over 6 foot because I'm 5'11" and 3/4, ladies.
Ladies, listen to this man.
If you want to settle for just barely subpar, hello.
Just average. Hello.
I am just about what you're looking for. But just about.
I am a quarter away from what you desire.
Are you willing to settle for this?
I can wear lift if you want.
No, I'll wear something that makes me smaller. Oh. What a way to start.
What a way to go. What a way to come back.
What a way to come back. Well, what are we going to come back and go into, Rod?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, that's right. I can go that high. I don't know, what do you want to go into? Movies?
You asked me and then decided to start...
What do you want to go into? I think movie.
Okay, we'll go to movies anyway, so...
Yeah. Will I go, or do you have anything?
You go. I thought we were starting a TV series, so maybe...
Okay, so during the week, we had Cinemacon.
Yeah, I never heard anything about this.
I didn't hear about this till I started looking this morning, but it makes sense. I thought Comic-Con, what was it? Gamescon, and it was the same thing. I didn't know there was a Cinemacon, but lackluster, I think, is the word. You know, not much.
Most things would work con after you can go. Okay. No, wait. What's Nintendo? What was that again? Nintendo. It's so disappointing. I can't even remember what Nintendo's name is. Nintendo Direct.
I remember what it was. Direct. Yeah. But yeah. So like we got a few trailers. We got a few behind the scenes. So I'm just gonna touch on the big ones, I guess, and yeah, just go from there. We did get our first look at the 4th Matrix movie.
Oh yeah, that's where you saw that.
Do you care about this?
It's weird because I half do and half don't. Because
yeah.
Okay, the first one is groundbreaking. The second one has its moments, and the third one is god awful. Well, I say god awful. Like, it's fun to make fun of it, but it's a movie. But
yeah.
When it comes to this one, every time I hear about it, I'm like, I'm interested because I want to see what they do with it. Like, the first one came out in what, 1991, 1999,
there, yeah.
between that range. Like, and it was so groundbreaking and massive. So like,
Yeah.
I know they're never going to recreate that feel of a groundbreaking movie, but at the same time, I
Yeah.
have this is the one of the few movies that I have a weird hope, because I'm not even a big of a fan of The Matrix. It's good, and it's like, again, groundbreaking for the time, but I have a hope that they can utilize all these new technologies and stuff for that to give us what we liked about the first one, because like the third one got so up its own ass about. So I'm really sniffly this morning. Got so much up its own ass about it being an allegory for human man or man. No, I don't know what it actually is an allegory for, but it's like it went away from the cool like action things. So it was like,
Yeah.
we gotta survive, we gotta band together, and this is what like the first one was just stylish, and it was like we never seen anything like this before. So if
Never
they bring
seen
us,
like that.
yeah, if they bring, and the second one had its moments where it was still really stylish, and the third one just wasn't stylish at all. So if they bring back all that stylishness and they compound that with the new technology, I'm interested to see what they do. I'm not excited for it. I just want to see what happens. I want to see how cool it is.
Yeah.
It's probably the best way I could put that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I just don't see the point of it either.
There isn't. That's the thing.
It's 22 years after the first one came out, and like, we're bringing back Keanu, which, hey, who doesn't love Keanu?
Yeah, that's another thing. Keanu's there.
Who doesn't love him? But again, like, I just don't care about this movie. I just don't see the need for it. Like you said, the first one is amazing. It's groundbreaking. Second has its moments. Third one is, oh god, it's so bad. And then 4, like, what's 4 gonna be? You know, it's just it feels like Indiana Jones 5 type of thing, just going in for the money, or like the nostalgia factor of like, hey, look, we're bringing back the character you love. So, I don't really care about this one, to be honest. But for those who are interested, pretty sure we got a trailer for it. We definitely got the name of it, called The Matrix Resurrections. Classic.
Yeah,
original.
Don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
That's The Matrix anyway. We got a bit more Batman stuff, which
we always like Batman stuff.
We always like Batman stuff. It wasn't necessarily more footage from the movie. It was more like behind the scenes.
I'm okay with that.
And just talking about what they're going with this film, and like Reeves promised that we're going to see a radical difference between other Batman movies. Like he says, this is going to be a Batman like we've never seen before. He says like each fight is like, kind of seems, every fight he gets into seems very personal. And I think it that also ties into the fact that he's like, this Batman is supposed to be like super young, and like he's like that he's like at like the first couple of years of being Batman. So I'm really excited, obviously.
Oh, absolutely! I can't wait.
But I feel like this film is one of the most anticipated movies for next year, anyway.
Yeah.
Because it has been since The Dark Knight since we got a good Batman film.
Yeah.
Like a standalone Batman movie.
That's not animated, I guess.
Yes, that's not animated. So there's a lot of pressure on this film, a lot of pressure on Robert Pattinson, a lot of pressure on Matt Reeves, a lot of pressure on Warner Bros. To get this right.
I almost feel like there's more pressure on Warner Bros. To just not do anything with it, to not like turn around and be like, oh, you should do this stuff and make this happen. I think there's a lot of pressure on Warner Bros. To just sit on their hands and fucking not say anything.
Just let it happen,
like,
yeah.
I
Stop stepping
know.
in, like, yeah.
Like when that first trailer dropped, I can almost imagine their like executives just like don't don't say anything. Like, not too dark, but we can't say anything. It's like, yeah, you can't fucking say anything. You made enough mistakes already.
Yeah, yeah.
It's what else
So
Matt Reeves did.
I hope that there isn't some bullshit, because I think they're finished filming now, or maybe they're nearly finished filming. So I hope that when they go into editing and all that, they don't come out and just do some bullshit where they ask for a bunch of reshoots because they're not happy, and it just fucks up the whole film. Just let it happen. Don't delay it. Give it to us on March 4th. Leave us alone.
In fairness,
yeah, definitely.
I do have a lot of hope with Matt Reeves behind it, because like, he's the person who wrote War for Planet of the Apes. That's an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Even Let Me In back in 2010, which is also a really great movie. Like, there's not a whole. Hey, he's a part of Future Shock as well. Oh, not the game, the fucking weird horror anthology. But like, I do have a bit of hope for this movie, especially with him. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had the whole thing at the start where, we know Matt Reeves is a bit of a perfectionist.
Yeah.
And even Robert Pattinson at one stage was like, I'm this close to quitting because of this fella. Because he just kept making reshoot the same scene because he just didn't like the feel of it. Which can be both a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because a good thing is when you're a perfectionist, you're willing to work extra hard to try and make it the best it can be. But sometimes when you do too much to something, it just overdoes it. So, but I do feel like this is one of the films that has a lot riding on it, and after it, Warner Bros. Are gonna have a lot of questions and a lot of where do we go from here, because the fact that they're bringing back Ben Affleck, they weren't going to bring back Ben Affleck when this film was started and casted, and then now they're going to bring him back for Flashpoint, they're bringing back Michael Keaton, and it's like, if this does well and so does the Flashpoint, which Batman do you choose? Do you keep two Batman running at the same time? Do you get rid of one with the other? Like, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
I feel like they'll keep on Batfleck. It's because more people called for him.
Yeah, I think so, this Robert Pattinson movie would have to do something groundbreaking for them to go, okay, no, let's go with him rather than Fleck. Right, the next one from DC to Marvel.
Oh, great.
The Spider-Man trailer.
Yeah,
the most anticipated trailer in a long time, probably since Endgame.
Well, most watched.
Well, it was anticipated, and now it has become the most watched trailer of all time. Or maybe the most watched in 24 hours or something.
Yeah,
is it all time?
Yeah, I think it's the most watched within a 24-hour period. I'm not 100% sure.
24-hour period.
There's so many things about it.
We have very different stance on this.
Yeah. But
for me, give it to me. Like, it is beautiful. It was exactly what I was hoping for in the trailer. It giving us a little bit of excitement, but still holding back.
And for me, as soon as I saw Marvel, I went, okay.
Yeah.
I
understand where you're coming from, because I am the same with Marvel at this stage, that I just don't give a fuck. I just don't care anymore. Like, the only movies I'm looking forward to is the Spider-Man one and the Doctor Strange one, and then beyond that, I really do not care.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm looking forward to the Spider-Man one is because I'm hoping to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in it.
I always find that really funny, because you're like, I'm really excited for this. It was like, all I can think of in my head is, you're not excited for the movie, you're excited for the gamble you're going to have when you pay to see it, if the other two are going to be in it. And I'm at the stance that they're not. And we've discussed this trailer a lot during the week, that when Doc Ock comes out and says, hello Peter, I know I'm going until it proves me otherwise. I know he's saying that to Tom Holland. I know he is. He's just like something else happened prior to the movie, or he just sees a Spider-Man suit and goes, "Oh, that's Peter Parker." So I'll say his first name and go, "Hello, Peter." And I'm of that the entire time. I'll still see it, but like, I want that clear. I will still see this movie,
Yeah.
just because it's like again one of the biggest, most anticipated movies of all time. I still have to fucking see it, but like. I know I am still going to go into it knowing the other two are not in it. And if they are, it'll make it so much better for me. But if they aren't, I'm justified.
You're okay with it, yeah.
Oh, the life of a pessimist.
Like, I understand. Like, it makes sense for them not to be in it.
Yeah.
Right? It does. It makes sense for them not to be in it. But it also doesn't make sense for them not... I mean, for them not to be in it, you know, because...
Not to be in it.
Yeah, because... Why... My whole thing with the reason why I think they're going to be in it...
My whole thing with the reason why I don't.
Two things why I think they're going to be in it. First thing is the obvious one. They're just bringing back the same cast from the films. They're bringing back Jamie Foxx, they're bringing back... I can't remember Melina, whatever his first name is.
Yeah, I love him, but I can never remember his name.
Something Melina, and then they're bringing back Willem Dafoe. So like, my whole
seemingly
thing with this,
they might have to. I heard that laugh after seeing that thing, and I went, "Oh, only one person can make that name."
Yeah, so like
Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina. So okay, so if you don't want to bring them back, that's fair. I understand why you wouldn't want to bring them back, because you want to do your thing with Tom. But why bring back the same cast? Just recast, and then you get away with not having them in it, because you'd be like, these aren't the same guys. These are from a different universe, not from their universe. So you get away with it. But bringing back the same cast is like just teasing, like just going, hey, these guys will be in it. And then, yes, they have come out and said they're not in it, but they haven't, like,
said in a
this
while.
whole it has been a while since they said no, but when something gets so hyped up like this, the only reason this movie's hyped is because people believe they're both going to be in it. That's the only reason this movie has been hyped so much.
Yeah.
So if Marvel were like, they're not going to be in it and they're not in it, they would have made it so clear, crystal clear from the beginning. Just, hey lads, seriously, this isn't going to happen, and just keep going, lad. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. They said it once, and they haven't said it again.
Like Marvel said it like once or twice in the past, and then Andrew Garfield was like, "Yeah, we're not in it," and Tobey Maguire is nowhere to be seen. So like, it's like there are plenty of people who've come out and say it. So I still think Marvel of like, we've said it. Why are you still going with it? An actor has told you that he hasn't been there, but everyone, the world paranoia is like, no, you're lying. So like,
Yeah.
I see why people are still
I know, but
about it.
yeah, because like they're hardly going to be like, no, they're not in it.
Fuck you.
They're hardly going to be like, yeah, they're in it, and just, just
All that hype is
give
gone.
in and tell us. But like, it's the fact that they don't keep reinforcing the fact, because people are way too excited now, especially after the trailer.
Oh yeah.
People are convinced, especially with the Hello Peter. People are convinced they're in it. Like, seeing Willem Dafoe, seeing Sandman, seeing Electro, like, they're convinced it's they're in it. So I think if they're not in it, they need to come out and just say, guys, just don't be expecting anything when you go in. They're not in it, so that when people go in, they can't be like, oh, they fucking tricked us and all this just to take our money. So and they brought back J. Jonah Jameson as well
For like the 7th time of all those movies.
Yeah, so like this whole thing of just bringing back the cast is the main reason why I think they're going to be in it. But anyway, we also got to look at Morbius.
No, did we? Finally.
which I completely forgot existed.
Same. So they literally just said it there. I was like, oh yeah, Jared Leto has a movie.
Yeah, but this has been delayed for a very long time, and the reason is because it's meant to come out after after Spider-Man movie.
I was wondering
so that's why it's been delayed for so long.
Yeah, there was no development hell or anything like that, and it was like teased before the shtick. So like,
yeah, so it was meant to come out after Spider-Man, because you can see in the new trailer there is like a Spider-Man drawing on the wall, and someone has graffitied over like murderer, which is obviously like straight after the other film. But Morbius looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
And Jared Leto looks great in that. I'm not the biggest Jared Leto fan.
He has moments, but yeah,
he looks. He does look awesome in that. So
okay.
I look forward to that.
Yeah, we'll give him that benefit.
Yeah, and one that you're very excited for, this next movie.
I don't know if he's sarcastic or not.
Very sarcastic.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
I saw a headline as I was scrolling through. It's like Jurassic World 3 shows how humans can't coexist with dinosaurs, and the only phrase that came to mind is "no fucking
shit."
Has the last 5 movies been lost on you?
Yeah. So, again, I don't think we got a trailer. We just got.
Oh, we didn't even get that.
No, it doesn't look like we did. It was just more of like, like you said, just anticipation.
Did they just show the title and people groaned, and then they turned off what was supposed to be the trailer because they were like, oh no.
No, well, actually, they put on the Jurassic World Domination on the screen, and people were cheering and applauding and very excited about it. I can see your face of disgust.
Okay, look, I'm going beyond I'm going beyond the Jurassic Park fact. Jurassic Park is my favorite movie of all time, so I'm going beyond that. I'm just looking at movie quality. Why the fuck cheer that movie?
Yeah.
Is like, people are always so like about the fourth one. The fourth one's really good. I don't care what you say. The fourth one is really enjoyable and really, it's a nice like change of pace, which is ironic because it's the exact same thing, but there's new things in it. It has a new feel. So you're like, yes, I like this, and then but it's a good quality movie. You watch it, you go, I enjoyed that movie. If you watch Dominion, and it's like if you watch Fallen Kingdom and enjoy it, I can't talk to you as like even with fucking 2016 Suicide Squad, I can kind of be like, alright, fine, but like if you enjoy this movie, unless you're 5, I don't know what's wrong. I can't.
Yeah, Fallen Kingdom's not great. Yeah, but Jurassic Park Dominion.
Oh, never mind.
Jurassic Park Dominion. I don't know. Like
I do.
What
know.
are they trying to do? What, like, there's nothing else to do. I feel like the Fallen Kingdom ending was. It could have ended there, you know. Like,
yeah, it was sufficient enough.
We're giving the world back to the dinosaurs because it's their planet, whatever. Blah, 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 and it's kind of cheesy. It's kind of corny, but okay, it's an ending. But now you're bringing it back to this whole like, oh no, there's definitely gonna be like some people that are like, no, we want to take back our planet, and then fucking Chris Pratt teams up with dinosaurs again. However that works, and I'm sure that there's gonna be someone that creates yet another dinosaur to fight yet another big dinosaur, which then turns out either breaking out and causing more havoc for them than they should, or it loses to the big T-Rex, because nature wins over artificial, because
in that theory, that lion should beat him.
Yeah, so because that last movie just didn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see that film and judge it. Will you see it?
No. Well, yeah. Fuck if I can. I'll watch it just because Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, and Laura Dern are in it. I will literally just watch it just to see them.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it. But yeah, that's all the exciting stuff from Cinemacon.
Well,
really, and there was other stuff.
There's one thing I do want to mention before we go. Like, apparently came up at it, and that's Mission Impossible 7.
Oh yeah.
Now, it just all I see here are the words "most dangerous stunt details," and I'm like,
Yeah.
since Ghost Protocol, that phrase has been there in every single movie. Now, in any other
Every
movie
time,
franchise, right? Once you hear biggest yet or biggest thing yet, it's usually not. It's like,
Yeah.
this is fucking, yeah. Like, the Fast and Furious 9 is like, this is the biggest thing yet, but stupid. And it's like, this is the biggest, but yeah, you ran a car out the fucking Dubai towers and landed into another one, or you blew up a nuclear submarine. Okay, but every single time I see Most Dangerous Stunt and Mission Impossible, I'm like, fuck yeah. It's obviously going to be cool. They never fail.
Yeah.
Since Protocol, all those stunts that they say, this is the biggest one yet, you're like, every time you see it, you're like, holy shit. You're like,
Yeah.
it just really
He said what the stunt is.
Yeah, I don't kind of, I might even
I
see
have it here.
I'll look it up later, just in case people don't want to know what it is going into it. But like,
But it does sound fucking crazy. Just reading it sounds crazy.
I'm
And
so
I could
excited.
just imagine seeing it, because it's not just that the stunt is dangerous and fucking crazy, because you can CGI shit and you can green
Yeah.
screen stuff. The fact that he will actually do that
Yeah, that's the
is
thing.
what makes it even crazier. And the fact he's I won't say what he says, but he says, I've been waiting to do this since I was a little kid.
Oh, I love that.
Like, but he is fucking crazy. He actually hung out of a flying plane.
A C-17
He does all his
master.
stunts. He fucking he skydives.
Oh,
He
yeah.
base jumps.
Stand on top of that
he does
antenna in Dubai.
everything.
It's crazy.
He fucking jumps from one building to the next, breaks his leg, gets up and runs.
And
like
uses
this
that
man
shot.
and uses that shot. This man is crazy. This man loves the adrenaline, and that's what make these
Yeah.
stunts
I was hoping
even better, because you know going in that every stunt you see was legit. It's not a stunt double. It's nothing. It's Tom Cruise
Most
at the ripe age of 50, fucking doing this shit, and it's just.
And I love how there's another. I've looked at the headline again, which was there's a one for Mission Impossible 8 saying the stunts for that are going to be even crazier. So all I can think of is when it gets to 9 or 10, is he just going to get shot? Is that just going to be a stunt? Is he going to like?
It's got.
There won't be blank fire. The actors and stuntmen will be using live rounds when they're shooting at him. Like, that's all I can think
No,
of.
like the next stunt is like he actually goes to space and jumps back into the atmosphere from there.
He might,
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him.
because it's
but,
possible.
Okay, I was also wrong. He does all these stunts from the right age of nearly 60.
Ah,
at
there
the
we
age
go.
of 59. He's crazy, yeah. Like, and like, we talk about like movie franchises that go on for too long, like Jurassic Park, that they should have stopped a long time ago. Mission Impossible, I don't believe has a bad film.
No, like, okay, you can say what you
It doesn't
will.
have. You got amazing films, but you also got just like that was a decent film.
Yeah.
None of them are like, oh my god, that was terrible.
Yeah, like, you say what you will about 2, it's not a horrible movie, it's still watchable. Like, 2 is not
Yeah.
great because it's way too, like, just, like, John Woo went a bit too far, but that's what he does, he loves birds. And the first one
Yeah.
is just dated, it's not a bad movie, it's just a bit dated, but 3 on is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's like they really hit their stride with it, and so like that's why when 7 was announced, no one batted an eye. 8 is in talks already, no one bats an eye, because they're just amazing action stupid films. That's what they are.
I wouldn't even say they're stupid movies, they're action movies, but like they're still really good. That's the thing. I don't know if I call them stupid. It's not like
Yeah. Oh.
it's not like Fast and Furious where it's just ridiculous stunts. It's like, oh, okay, there's a story here.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But I just love it. This film franchise will go on till Tom Cruise can't do stunts. When he can no longer do stunts, he'll be like, "That's me done." It's like, no, we'll just get in a stunt double. No. But once I don't do the stunts, this shit ends. Or he just fucking, I don't know, goes too far with a stunt or something. I don't know, but this man is crazy, and I love him.
I know.
But we shall move on.
Shall?
What do you have for TV shows?
Don't have a whole lot. Mostly because I've
Did you watch
started going
Visions?
no, because it's 22nd, it's 23rd of September, not August. I thought it was August.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie. What happened when we were playing Life is Strange happened to me again, and I saw September and thought 8.
Oh.
Yeah,
That was the worst.
that was one of the
but
funniest
yeah.
fucking things. One day we'll
But,
tell that
yeah,
story,
what's
but anyway.
One day. What do you have for TV shows?
I don't have a whole lot. I do have the Cowboy Bebop not remaster, it's not fucking remaster, it's the reboot, and I am a bit annoyed in like, I think the main character looks grand, because I was like, oh, you actually got him pretty close. I didn't think they would. I was like, okay, yeah, they look pretty good. The next two characters I do have a bit of a fucking issue with, because they've just like, I'm gonna be this person now, but they like changed their like ethnicity going through it, and and what I always find really funny is that everyone always gives out about like, you know, there's not enough representation for these people and for this minority group in TV, and that's generally true. And when a character is changed from one thing to another, it's like genuine whitewashing happens. It's really just not right. Like even in Doctor Strange, when they made Tilda Swinton the ancient one, is that her name? Like she, like in the comics, she is Asian, but they give her Tilda Swinton. Now Tilda Swinton's a great actress, and their issue wasn't that with her, it was the fact that they made her white. But I'm looking at this one here, and his I can't remember. I haven't watched Cowboy Bebop. That's actually one of the ones I do want to watch. But like the two people who he's with, one is definitely like is still Asian, and another one is a burly white guy who looks like, I don't know what nationality he is, but I assume American of some form. But like for the woman, she's now Latino, so she's not even Asian. So they washed that away, and then for the other guy, he's black. And I'm like, okay, I get you want to have diversity and stuff like that, but you're actually, first off, you're taking an Asian character and you're getting rid of that role. Yeah. So you're already getting rid of a minority group for another minority group, and then ethnic group. You're getting rid of one ethnic group for another ethnic group, and then you're like doing what people are now starting to give out about, which is like the opposite of whitewashing, which is like changing a white character, which is a white character in that show, for a character who's not white. I'm willing to give the black guy the benefit of the doubt, in fairness, because like I'm sure it's not a big deal. But if you change an Asian away from an Asian, like I just feel like there's
it defeats the purpose of trying to have diversity. It defeats the purpose,
like, no matter what. Actually, even if it's black to white, white to black, Asian to Latino to anything, like it takes away from that original character.
Especially because like I don't know, it's so difficult.
It's difficult.
It's such a sensitive topic as well.
Yeah, that's why. Because like
it's such a sensitive topic.
Yeah, I'll talk about it just for a second. Like go back. It's difficult because people were giving out about whitewashing, and they were right to, and now they're going the complete opposite way, and they're giving out about washing out white people. Because I've seen constantly in comments. I'm not just talking about it for myself. I generally don't care. It's really just like the Asian character being replaced by a Latino character. Also, apparently the person who did it gave a sarcastic reply, which doesn't fucking help things. Like, use your brain.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't mind it in most senses, but, like, what I dislike is people are going to give out about it if it's whitewashing, and now they're giving out about it because it's the opposite thing. So like, there's no in between it. But if you
Pick one. Yeah.
pick one, but just keep if you have a set thing, if you have a set, like it's not Batman. You have 4 different variations of James Gordon, so you
Yeah.
can have a female one, or you can have a black one and try it out, like Matt Reeves is doing. And people are like, okay, fine,
Yeah.
yeah, it's grand. But this is the first instance of this movie going from animated to live action. It's the first one. Stick to the source material and don't change that many
You
things.
gotta, yeah. 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 Because whenever, like, if we were to have seen, like, this Asian character and then live action she's white, that's wrong. But it's also wrong, like you said, to change it to another ethnic group, like Latino. Just stick to what you got. Stick to it. There's already diversity in it. You don't need to, like, play any more into it. You got it. Like, and also this is an Asian origin show. Like, I'm guessing it's from Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's anime.
Yeah,
And
safe bet.
so having an anime which originally has an Asian character and then recreating that in live action and taking out that Asian character is just ridiculous. It's like, it would be like having Black Panther film and have T'Challa as, you know, Chadwick Boseman and his sister as a white girl, and it's like, that just doesn't make sense. You know, like, it just doesn't make sense. So
That would be the ultimate.
we're all for having diversity and shit, but when something's already done, especially because it's not like they're going from manga to anime, because if they're going from manga to anime, you can kind of play with it a little bit.
Yeah, that's happened with
guess.
Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, so like you can play a little bit with it because it's going from the book to the screen, so you can play around with it a little more. But when there's already source material, like, and the anime is set, like, we've seen the characters and the characters are loved for who they are and what they look like, and then you change them, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the same thing you were saying, that, like, we complain about whitewashing, but then we do it the other way, and that's also not right. You know? Is it a thing that they're trying too hard?
It feels it, because like we always talk about how Netflix has the boxes to tick. I was like, okay, do we have this character? Yes. Do we have this character? Yes. It really feels like it, literally, because it's like, if you were to go with the original show ways, well, like, it would be Asian character, white guy. But in this case, it's Asian character, Latino character, black guy. Like, it's real. Like, you can see them going, yep, okay, next. You can really, it comes across. I think that's what my issue is with it. It isn't necessarily that they changed the characters. Like, it is annoying that, like, again, I don't really mind the black character changing, because it's like that character will still be able to uphold his role in it. And to an extent, you can say the same thing about the Latino one as well. I assume she will be able to uphold. I assume she's Latino. I'm actually not really sure what ethnicity she is. I'm really based on the book cover, but like, it's I'm sure she can do the same thing as well. But my issue with this one is, you're making an Asian character, again, ethnic group, and then you're getting rid of that ethnic group for another ethnic group. So, like, and that's kind of my issue with it.
And it does, like we said, it feels forced. It feels like you're trying to please people by making sure you have the boxes ticked, which is not how it should be. When you have to go out of your way to tick a box, for lack of a better word, of having a certain ethnic group in your show, movie, game, whatever it is, and because you can already feel, because you feel it when these things are happening, when they're forcing it, especially with like certain Netflix shows, like we said in the past, is you could just feel that person, and I'll talk about the Latino one because I'm Latino, you could just feel it
Hmm.
that's gonna be that character's personality.
I need to make sure it's
That they are Latino.
Ethnicity, by the way. But yeah.
You know, like you can already feel that they're just gonna shove it in your face, like, hey, look, this character's Latino, and that's all she is, or he. I don't know if it's a he or she.
She.
You know, it's just shoving it in your face, like, hey, look, Latino, and it's like, hey, Latino, and it's like, this is where it's wrong. Like, this is where you're just ticking a box.
Hmm.
And we see with a lot of Netflix shows, especially with I remember seeing it in what's it called, 13 Reasons Why. That just feels like it's ticking boxes. Fucking, what's the other one called? Riverdale. That just feels like it's ticking boxes. Like,
from California,
it just really
okay. Yeah,
so it just feels like they're just ticking boxes. It's like, do we have certain character in? Yes. And then it's like, okay, cool. Have those characters. Have LGBTQ people in your shows. Cool. Have them in it. Have diversity. Have black people. Have Asian people. Have Latinos. Whatever. Have them in it. But don't, like, just make that their whole personality. Like, I hate when we watch a show and there's LGBTQ member and all they are is just that, and it's like, that's not the correct representation of them. They're just normal people. They're just normal people that might like men, that might like women, that might like whatever. Like, just, you don't have to make it like that's their whole personality. And that is what's annoying, and that's when it feels like they're ticking a box.
Yeah.
When you watch a show and go, oh yeah, like, yeah, she's a lesbian, or he's a gay man, or whatever. It's like, okay, cool, that's awesome. But when it's like shoving it in your face and it's like, this is all they are, it's like, here.
I think that's
you're just
why,
taking a box.
Yeah, I think that's why Jeffrey Wright is, what's his name, as James Gordon in the Batman. I'm so okay with that. I think that, like, why that works so well is because in the trailer it's not like just James Gordon being black is the thing. Like, they show him and like, but the thing is, I remember you saying as well when they announced him, we were like, oh, I don't know about it, because like we're so used to James Gordon being white and stuff like that. And then we saw like the trailer, and I remember you saying, it was like, I had my like the doubts about it, but then once I saw Jeffrey Wright there, I didn't even think Jeffrey Wright. I just saw him and went, that's James Gordon. And that's what I loved about it. He was just there, and you go, yes, that's him. Also, what's her name is of Mexican descent. So she's Latino descent. So they like, and you're right. As long as it's just, I've ranted about Altered Carbon constantly, and about LGBTQ representation in the first season versus the second one. The first one is so much more well done than the second one. But like, as long as it's just there, and the main characteristic isn't this, they're great characters. But as soon as they become, I'm the gay character, or I am the one without an arm, or I'm the one that's like this, then you're like, okay, you're not the character who does this who happens to be gay, or you're the character who does this who happens to not have an arm. It's, I'm just this.
Yeah, exactly. Like when you watch a TV show and you see something, you see a certain character and you go, oh, that's, you know, whatever their name is, you did it right. But whenever you go, oh, the gay character,
you're wrong.
That's when you did it wrong. Yeah, they can be the gay character. They can be gay. There's nothing wrong with them being gay. But it's when you only make that their personality type is when it's wrong. And like, I watched Schitt's Creek.
Oh.
And it's really good in fairness. But the son in it is pansexual. And that's grand, because they don't make it his only thing. Like, he at the start he goes out with a girl, and then he ends up going out with a guy, and they get married and blah blah blah, whatever. But like, they don't make it his only shtick. You know, yes, he's a very fashionable man and all this, but that's because he used to be rich, and that's all he used to do, just be in the fashion industry. So he's a bit like that, really fashionable, but it doesn't. It's not just his only personality thing. It's not that he's part of the LGBTQ community. It's not that he's pansexual. It's like, okay, this is just David, the character from Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
And it's like that's it. That's how you do it, not the other way.
Yeah, because it's not normalizing then if you refer to him as the gay character. It's it's a special trait apparently, but it's not a special trait. It's a normal trait.
Yeah.
I was
Exactly.
mention something there that I can't remember. Yeah, like, it's also like, and I hate it when people are like, oh, I hate this actor because he plays a character like this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I hate how actors get so much hate for writing and directing. Like, people need to realize when an actor acts on set, there's not that many actors who turn around and go, I want to play the character like this, let me play the character like this, and a director will go, okay, do it, and then they just do it.
Yeah.
The director's not the actor's not the director, and the actor is certainly not the writer. So if the writer writes the character like that, that's the price you give out. But if the director is like, no, I want it to be like this, that's the price you give out to. If the actor is literally the person who goes, I want this character to be like this, then of course give out to the actor. But the amount of times that it's not the actor's fault and that they get so much slack,
they get the slack
I'm
for
like,
it,
fuck off, you make this so much harder than it has to be.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that's it. That was a good rant there.
Before we go on, I love this of what's her name? I can't fucking remember her name. Oh, Daniela Pineda is her name, and I love her fucking filmography list because it's Abby, Danica, I think, Jane Morales, sex shop worker, Zia Rodriguez, right in there. And,
just no, they thought they could throw it in there and we wouldn't notice.
Oh, we find it.
But just I know they're trying. I know the film industry's starting to change, which is good.
Rightfully so.
Because it was just whitewashed.
Oh yeah.
All of it. So they are trying to change, but change doesn't mean forcing it.
Like Shang-Chi's a good
when
example.
it feels natural. When it feels natural, it's right.
Like I feel
You
like
know?
Shang-Chi will be a good representation of that because they haven't, like, it is an Asian-led, not even that and Crazy Rich Asians. Like, I really do like that movie. I think Crazy Rich Asians is really good, but like that's a really good Asian-led movie, and that's a really good representation, and each of them holds their own. And Shang-Chi as well is going to be another example of that, of this great representation, getting it out there. So like there's definite changes being made. There's, like, are they enough? Not for us to say. Even though we're a media podcast, we can kind of talk about it, but it's really not for us to say just yet. But I do believe we're getting there, but they do need to stop forcing it.
I think we're definitely getting there. Because even with Loki, and coming out and saying that he's bisexual, there's nothing wrong with that.
Fucking hilarious.
What?
I still find it fucking hilarious because he is everything sexual.
Yeah, he is everything sexual. Well, I think they did come out and say he's everything sexual. But but they kind of, it almost feels like they had to come out and say it, just to say it, because he doesn't do that in the films, like, or in TV shows or anything like that. In the TV shows, he likes Sylvie, which is the girl, which is straight. So like, it almost feels like they just came out and said it to just take that box. I don't know. He likes anything. I was like, yeah, we take the box. It's like, okay, why don't, instead of telling us that, you show us that. You know, show us that in the show, or show us that in the movies, and then you don't have to tell us. We just fucking see it and be like, okay, cool. But when you just come out and say it with no like proof of just actually showing us that, is like, are you telling us this because he is, or are you telling us this because you want to take a box?
Yeah.
And I think it was the same thing with a different character, and they said he was also gay or something, but we never see it in the movies, and it's just like, you're just taking a box. Like, it just, if you're gonna do it, like. you know, don't just say it to tick the box and never show us that side of the character.
Yeah.
You know, don't be afraid. Like, but that's enough of a rant, I think.
Yeah, we've been there for a while.
Yeah, we've 10 minutes. That went a lot longer than I thought it would.
It did.
But it did. But it's an important topic to talk about.
And it's a sensitive one. I understand how people don't really agree with everything we said, but like I feel like we were pretty inclusive with everyone there.
Yeah.
Like, get good.
I just hope we don't get cancelled.
I know. I, in that case, before we go off it, have good diversity choices, but don't force it. That's literally it. And
yeah, that's all we're saying. Hey, we're saying include everyone. That's what we're saying. Just don't make it feel forced.
Yeah, include everyone, but don't I was gonna say don't whitewash. It is definitely true. Don't whitewash, but don't wash. Just don't color wash. I think is what we can. Ethnic wash. I think that's a different thing. I think that's a term for something else. Like don't. Oh, sorry, that's another phrase. Never mind. Yeah, don't like remove ethnicities from things. Like, there's no point in doing that.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not well represented in the like, stop that shit. But at the same time, don't just force that shit either.
Yeah. Like if there's already a built-in ethnicity group, keep it. Why change it?
Yeah.
That's just the same as whitewashing it. Just leave it in it. But again, don't. And if you want to add diversity, just don't do it. Add diversity, just don't force it.
Yeah, do have it. Just don't force it.
Keep it natural, like it should be. Just, hey, we're all people, so anyone can fit into any group or anything, whatever. But just don't force it, because then it just feels like you're taking a box.
Yeah.
But
7 minutes
from reboot to another reboot.
Shit.
Just really quickly. The Office might be getting a reboot.
And you're of all people are the best to discuss this.
No, just leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
I think The Office is not perfect, but it's great. It has aged fantastically. I think The Office was massive when it was out, and then it kind of like tapered off.
Yeah.
Near the end of it, even afterwards, like not a lot of people rewatch it, like let's say Friends, and then when it came to Netflix, it just blew up again and has created an even bigger following now. But I don't want this. I don't want this like reboot. They say they won't reboot it if Michael Scott doesn't come back, and everyone else comes back, and everyone else has said we'll come back if the main showrunners are there. But I just don't see it happening. I think people are way too famous now, and
John Krasinski's never had
too much money. It's too much money as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how are you gonna pay Michael Scott? No.
Steve Carell. My God.
Fuck's sake. Steve Carell. How are you gonna pay Steve Carell and John Krasinski? Because they're the two biggest, I think. And,
even Rainn Wilson. He does it. He's actually stepped up a lot of things. And the person who plays
Rainn Wilson.
She plays Sadness in I think it's Meredith in not Meredith.
Meredith?
Is Meredith the one that's like constantly on drugs in The Office?
Yeah, pretty much.
Not her, the one with glasses and curly hair.
Glasses with curly hair.
She's like, no, older. She's the other office worker in there. She has a.
Phyllis.
Phyllis, thank you. Yeah.
Phyllis.
Even she's been in a good few things since The Office as well. Like, so many of them have just up.
Yeah, like The Office was a stepping stone for a lot of them. So like, just everyone has done something afterwards and are a lot more successful, which will bring up their wages. So how are you gonna pay all these people so much money? Because you're gonna have to pay, especially like we said, Steve Carell and John Krasinski, the two biggest ones. Because Rainn Wilson is big, but like he's not as big as those two. And John Krasinski is just getting bigger and massive. Bigger with the Quiet Place, and possibly Fantastic Four. Like he's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I mean Steve Carell is massive. Yeah,
he's there.
Yeah, so like those the money you will have to pay. Oh, and we forgot about Andy, the guy that plays Andy.
Oh yeah, he's also not going massive.
He's massive. He did the Hangover movies and all that, and he did Weird Millers and all them. So like he's massive. So like, how are you gonna pay? That's my thing. How are you gonna pay all these people? Are you gonna have to just pay them so much money that you won't be able to bring back certain characters? Like, right?
Someone doesn't like The Office.
Yeah, apparently. But like, are you gonna bring back Steve Carell, and because you brought back Steve Carell, you can't bring back Creed and Phyllis or Creed and Meredith? Like, are you know like? But hey, if we get it, I'll watch it. Probably be funny, but I just don't think it should happen.
Yeah.
Do you have one more thing, or
no?
Will we move on, or I got one more stupid thing. But
I like stupid things. No, you.
Stupid thing. The other way we got a Monsters Inc. TV show.
I'm terrified. I think is this to do with Up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw it.
It's called Dog Days.
What the fuck?
What is going on? Like, it'll be good. It will be good, but it's not necessary.
Okay, I know we've discussed this in the past in the sense that okay, shows are not meant for us, so we can't comment on. This is definitely a show that's meant for kids and stuff like that. But
yeah.
Up is a standalone movie that I really think shouldn't be touched.
Should be left alone.
Really should just be left alone, even for kids, no matter what. It is one of the saddest openings of any movie ever.
Oh.
And then from there on, it may not, like, once the weird action-packed scenes at the end with the dogs and biplanes, it gets a bit crazy at that point. Yeah, that's but that bit's for the kids, and Kevin's for the kids, and Doug's for the kids. But that's all there. Those characters are meant for that movie. I think if you have that series, those characters lose that feel.
I feel you'll definitely take away from those characters if you add on to them.
Yeah.
Because this show isn't going to be an emotional show.
No.
We're not going to see people die. We're not going to watch Carol die in this TV show. Like, we're not going to see emotion. It's going to be a funny show. Especially if it's like revolves around Doug. It'll be funny, stupid. So it'll definitely take away from the emotional aspect that makes Up so amazing. Like, I understand it's for kids and all this, but it's been so long since Up has come out that it just feels like money grabbing, and just you clearly don't care about those characters. Like Boss Baby came out, and Boss Baby was good. It was actually quite good, and it was funny, and again it was for the kids. It has an emotional aspect to it, and all this. But automatically, like literally a year or two after the movie came out, they came out with a show, and that show is still going.
There's a show?
And there's a show, and the show is bigger than the fucking movie. It's on Netflix.
I don't know about the show.
What?
I don't know about the show.
Yeah, but the show is massive, and it's actually quite decent. Like I know because my brother watches it, and I seen it sometimes, and it's quite funny sometimes. And it's like that is perfect because it went straight away after the movie, because it was like we got the kids. Like the kids are watching this. The kids love this movie. Let's continue to give them Boss Baby material. You know, because the people that watch Up and the people that watch Monsters Inc. are our age now when they were kids and watched that film. They're 20s. They're in their 20s now. So, like, this is no longer for us, so it's too late. You know? So, just leave Up alone. It's one of my favourite films. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
But, again, it won't be bad because they don't make them bad, but it'll just take away from the first film.
Yeah.
Video games?
Video games.
I think the main thing here is the disappointment.
Yeah, okay. So I decided to watch the first day of Gamescom. Well, okay, to be completely real, I watched a streamer that I watch the thing with another person who was also watching it. So I still watched it, and the reason why I watched it was because I wanted to see more Elden Ring. That's literally it. I couldn't give a shit about anything else. Because Elden Ring put up, I think it was on their Twitter or something, that they'll be at Gamescom.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'll watch this because they said they're supposed to be there for today. I sat there for 2 hours looking at random games that I really couldn't give a shit about. There were some cool things. Like there was like Dokev game that looks, it's a cute like looking free roam skate game. It looks pretty alright, but I couldn't care. There's a load of other random games as well. I was happy enough with E3. Everything else came out there that I wanted. So I just sat there for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Just like, okay, when's Elden Ring gonna come up? And then it was like, oh, best PC game of 2021. I was like, okay. It was like one game I don't understand, another game I've never heard of, and Elden Ring. None of them are out, but somehow you get PC Game of the Year 2021. I don't want to question that. That's not the thing I care about.
Yeah.
Every single I've never heard the other two games ever. Elden Ring is one of the biggest, most anticipated games of all time, and it fucking loses to another game I've never heard of ever. I didn't even see a trailer for it. I was like, okay, what the fuck? And the person who I watched was a Dark Souls 3 streamer. So everyone in the chat was like, what the fuck? What even is this game? I was like, okay, I get it. They're all Dark Souls fans and that stuff, but I never understood what that game was. And then the PS4 came out, said another random game, the same award, best PS4 game of 2021, not even out yet. I was like, random game, Elden Ring. And I was like, Elden Ring won. I was like, good, because if the other one fucking won, what the hell? And then after that, no more Elden Ring. I was like, what the fuck?
But we got a 15-minute look at it, didn't we?
I think it's the second day we did.
Preview.
And the next day, I think
we got a preview of Elden Ring.
That first day was so annoying.
Yeah, like it was such a disappointing fucking game. It was just such a disappointing event. Nothing really came from it.
No, and that's the issue with Gamescom, is it's coming off the bat of E3 and future Future Games something. Oh shit, what's it called? Future Game Show. And both of them, Future Game Show is pretty big as well, and it has a lot of indie games as well in it too. And I think it's also from Gamescom as well. The Future Game Show is part of Gamescom, isn't it? Yeah, but I think it's the indie version. It's the indie sect of it. I'm not 100% sure, but it's coming off the bat of E3 anyway, primarily. And all the big games come at E3, all the massive ones come there as well, and even indie games come out at E3, and you can find it by looking around the virtual stuff like that. And Gamescom should be more indie based as well, but I think it's because they keep teasing big games at it too. People keep looking for big games, and then when they don't get big games, you don't get anything. So if you just stick with indie games properly and you move along with that, it's much easier, because I didn't want to watch Gamescom because I watched E3. Why did I want to watch another big fucking game release event when I've already watched the other one that told me all the games is going to be released?
Exactly. I just don't get it. I know they're trying to do their own thing, which is good. Go for it. But like you said, stop teasing. Oh, we're gonna have big games here. Big things are coming, and then just have 100 indie things that could be amazing, but everyone just brushes under the rug because they're like, okay, where's the big stuff?
Yeah.
Where's the big stuff? And then the big stuff is not a proper look at Elden Ring, fucking a Saints Row reboot, and another Marvel game. Like, and it's like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
Like, this other Marvel game,
What is it?
Marvel's Midnight Suns, it's like it does look cool, and the idea of it is cool because we get different characters. Like we get obviously right Midnight Suns, we get Ghost Rider, we get Blaze, like they're cool characters that we've probably never seen. But then they have to fucking go off and ruin it by throwing Iron Man, Captain America, and Captain Marvel in there. And it's like, this is just another fucking game that is the exact same as every other one we get. And like, it's a strategy game, so I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's going to be like turn-based, I assume.
Maybe.
Top down.
I don't really know. But like, did they not learn from the Marvel game that sucked so much ass? It was so bad. Like that Marvel game is terrible. I don't think I can like emphasize how bad that game was.
Yeah, it really did flop pretty hard.
And this game is not gonna be any better. Like the graphics look quite bad.
Oh yeah.
And that wasn't even gameplay. That was like cinematic view to it, and it was like, oh boy.
Alright.
Which is never good, and it's made by 2K, so.
Oh yes,
yeah,
I remember there was something else that was like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what can you expect from it? Now, the other one, Saints Row.
Oh, okay. You're not done.
Saints Row. What do you think about the new Saints Row game?
I didn't think Saints Row needed an update. It's a fun game even now. So the fact that they're busting out this like random, just reboot of it is just pointless and needless. Because you can go back and play Saints Row 2. That's I was thinking of not saying. In my head, I had another game I can't remember the name of. Now you can play Saints Row the Third. Nowadays, it's great. You can go back and play all the Saints Row games, and they're great. But I seriously think are they changing any of the aspects of it? Like, is it just a graphical boot?
They haven't said.
Alright, because if it's just like a remaster rather than a reboot, if it's just like, yay, we're doing this, then I'm like, why are you doing it? Like, you can, like, I feel like it's almost at the point where people, as soon as they see graphical increase, they're like, yeah, better graphics. But like, graphics don't make the game. Graphics don't change everything about this entire the feel of a game. Graphics is one thing that people will focus way too hard on before playing a game. That's why indie games do so shit sometimes, because like, oh, the graphics shit. Like, no, the graphics are what they wanted it to be. Why just give the game a bit of a fucking chance?
Exactly, like there's a lot of amazing games that don't have the top notch graphics out there.
Yeah.
Like indie games and top down games and stuff. And they're amazing. So I don't know if it's gonna be a thing that this Saints Row game is just a graphical improvement. It just looks prettier, or are they adding more story to it, more gameplay to it? I don't know.
Yeah, if they're changing the feel and all this type of stuff, well, then go for it. With a proper reboot of it, then But if the only thing that people are going to be looking at is graphic increase, then like people need to realize graphics isn't everything in the game. And I really do mean that. Yeah.
Now I never got into Saints Row.
Yeah.
I'm not a person that played Saints Row, so this might be targeted to people like me.
Maybe.
That have never played it and want a game like this, because I mean the trailer looks cool, like, and I know a bit of Saints Row, but I was never able to get into it. I just didn't. I don't know, I tried it too young or whatever, I don't know, but I'd definitely love to play this It looks kind of cool.
Yeah. So like maybe
So maybe it's targeted to me, I guess.
Maybe
and
so.
I guess it would probably fill that GTA hole in my body at the moment.
Yeah.
So maybe, don't know. It's a weird one. It was definitely one that no one was expecting to come out. So I don't know. Yeah. Do you have anything?
Not really. I spent a lot of what you were talking about there, because I just saw the headline that the game was like, this game is now drops a new trailer and gets a release date, and I was like, I can get that game right now. It's out. And then I spent ages trying to find it on Game Pass because I typed in Medieval Dynasty. And this is the game. I was like, I know it's there because I want to play it because it's actually really cool. It's you start off as a peasant and you go to a random village. Or you start as a peasant in a medieval world, and you can like build an entire town around you, and you can recruit villagers from other places, and you can build up your thing. I thought it was a really cool idea. It's like, I love that shit. So I was like, I might give it a go. And I knew it was there, and it told me it's going to be released. I was like, I can already get this. I got so confused. But as I'm easily confused. As on top of what I actually have, like, I guess we had some of the biggest thing that we got is we finally got an actual release date for Halo Infinite. And the other thing with that as well is it looks like it's coming with multiplayer and campaign, because there was a bit of, because they said it would, and it came at a bit of like a little bit back. There was a bit of hesitation of whether or not campaign was going to come out at the same time as the other one or not, and it looks like it is, and I'm happy with that. I'm delighted that they're not showing me things about the campaign for two reasons. One, we've talked about how people hype up games, or just even in this episode we've talked about how people hype up games. I don't want to hype up. I don't want what happened to Halo 4 happen. No, I don't want what happened to Halo Guardians happen again with this. Because in Halo Guardians, we saw the giant Guardian rise out of the dirt, and we saw him with the cowl over him. Like, fuck yes, are we going to see, are we going to get proper Forerunner enemies along with Master Chief in that cowl? And I was like, yes, what I want. And then that's not what we got at all. We got a shit game. So the fact that they're not showing us anything about the campaign and they're focusing on polishing it makes me happier. Now, we will probably get a campaign trailer at some point, but it'll be more polished. Now, and because I think a lot of people also forgot, they did say the Flood is in this, and we get Flood Spartans. So, like, I don't want to see any more of this. I'm happy enough with what we got, but like, if they just polish it and make it look fucking beautiful, I'm good. Oh my fucking god! I forgot about something. Skyrim.
We'll come back to that in a second, right?
Okay.
We're still on Halo.
Okay. I got really excited because I completely forgot about it.
But yeah. So the Halo, like you said, is coming out with campaign and multiplayer. The co-op campaign is not coming out on release.
That's okay.
They have said the co-op campaign is not coming out on release, which is okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that many people care about the co-op campaign.
I think they do, but in my mind, I'd rather play the game on my own first and get it, because like we were playing through Halo 3 ODST, and you're just like, okay, it's a game. I fucking adore Halo 3 ODST, but your first throw into that game is legendary with 7 bullshit skulls on that make it really hard.
Yeah.
So you're like, fuck this, we're almost done it. So I'd love to play the game on my own and get my own feel for it before playing with other people. So, and there are definitely people who want, I want to play this in co-op from day one, and okay, it's a shame that you can't, but give it a bit of time, you'll be alright. So, and maybe that'll change. We still have a few more months to go.
Yeah. One thing that last thing I'll say on Halo, and that is making me very excited, is the Battle Pass.
Yes.
Isn't XP based. It's challenge based, which is amazing.
It's like what the Master Chief Collection. It's like that.
Yeah, exactly. Which is awesome because it doesn't encourage just grinding. It encourages, like, be better.
Yeah, it
Like if the challenge is get double kills or triple kills or I don't know, whatever it is, headshots or whatever, it no longer just becomes a thing like in COD games or like even in Splitgate. It's just play. There. Ugh. After 26 days of grinding this game, I finally got to the 100th level. Now it's like, if I want to get the fully maxed out battle pass, I need to complete all these challenges.
I need to come back day in, day out.
Yes, and it also competes, and it also makes you go, it also kind of makes you not just play it, it gives you an objective. It's no longer just go in, kill, get the most kills, and that's it. Now it's like, okay, now I gotta try to do this.
Yeah.
It's like working towards like camos in COD. It's like, okay, I'm going into this game and I need to get headshots, or I need to get crash kills, or blah, 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 whatever it is. So I think that's a very good way to approach it, I think.
No, it is, because they not only, like, the challenges aren't just multiplayer. Before, people were like, oh, this game is going to just be multiplayer, what, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
If it's like Halo Master Chief Collection, then it's campaign as well, and there'll be firefight ones if there's a firefight in this. I actually don't know about that.
I think it's coming later
Okay.
with Forge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Forge as well. So, like, not only will you be able to play multiplayer, you can also do like co-op things with your friends and still get challenges to go towards other things. And what I love about the combat, not the Master Chief Collection ones as well, they're not easy challenges, as you say. Like they're
some of them are quite tough.
There are campaign ones that I look at and go, damn, that's going to take a bit of skill, or I need someone to do this with. So, like,
Yeah.
I feel like when Halo and Battlefield come out, those are going to be the main games that I'm going to focus on. I really want to focus on Halo for a good bit. Like, I have, since Modern Warfare 2019 is gone, I don't have a game that I can sit and go, I want to grind out things. Like, I have Skyrim, like, it's the 111th time I've been playing that game. I have Cowboy Bebop, again, 111th time I've been playing that game, but neither of them are multiplayer games, per se. So, this gives me that, and, like, Splitgate is good and all, but I want that for the competitive element of it, more so than the skins and shit like that.
The grinding.
Yeah, so now that I have a game that I can grind and just go for, Halo might end up becoming my like go-to game again, which I'm happy with. I love Halo.
Yeah.
And I've been playing it on
and
console.
and I think that the release between the two that you were speaking about is great, because you get Battlefield 2042 October 22nd, so you're able to play that from October 22nd to the end of October, all of November, and to the 8th of December. So you can get a solid month and a week, maybe a month and a half of playing just Battlefield 2042 before you go to play Halo.
Yeah.
So you it's not a thing that they're coming out at the same time and then you have to like pick and choose. You'll get plenty of Battlefield gameplay before you even have to go to Halo. So you'll get to play the two quite quickly.
Ooh,
or like
I can
extensively.
just barely. I have the minimum requirements of my PC to run Battlefield 2042. Oh yeah, it's not. No, it's crossplay, isn't
I think it will be.
it? Yeah. Oh, recommend.
It might be free on Game Pass.
I'm just under the recommend. It is. It is free on Game Pass. It is just under the recommend.
It might be. Yes, that's not confirmed.
Yeah. So I might play it on PC and Halo Infinite on console. So that's gonna be interesting.
Okay, but back to your excitement.
Oh, fucking Skyrim! Now,
What about Skyrim?
did you hear? Do you know what this is about?
I don't know.
Skyrim is getting a 10th anniversary release of the game. I.e., I think it now has the most amount of re-releases any game has ever had after Resident Evil 4. Which is fucking brilliant. But the thing is, like, I actually am really excited for it because it's not just a reskin. It's not just here's an anniversary edition of it.
It looks better.
Yeah, it's not just that. It has all the DLCs like the Legendary Edition did, or the Special Edition did, but it has more game modes and mods or some shit like that that's implemented, I think, into it. That's 500 items that I think you can enable in, like, I think I'm not 100% sure on it, but what I saw, it was like 500 Creation Club items. It's like that you don't have to buy, that you don't have to do anything, but it's not just like cosmetics and stuff like that. It's new weapons, new bosses, new quests, new dungeons, a new game, like a survival mode, which I wanted for so long in Skyrim. So like, it's not just a reskin. It's not just a new cover on the game box that you get to look at. It's actually so much more, and I think it's also free on Game Pass. And like, I know, thank you Bethesda and Xbox. I fucking love it. So it's more than just. I just saw a fucking thing there, and I will come back to that. So I'm really excited for Skyrim 10th Anniversary Edition, which is going to come in 11th of November this year, because 11/11/2021, it came out the 11th back all those many years ago. So I am actually excited for it, and I know a lot of people are too, because people love making the joke of like, oh, he's gotten Skyrim again, or I love the joke of Todd Howard made Microsoft pay $10 billion for Skyrim when I can buy it for €10. I love that shit, because it's true. He made it for like $1 billion.
I love that. Yeah,
he did buy it for like $1 billion type of thing. Hey, nice thing's back. But I'm genuinely excited for it. I think a lot of people are, because it's more. It's not just a game. You have these Creation Club things that, again, quests, weapons, game mode. It's so much more, and I am actually excited for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's surpassed.
And it also kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, like
I never even heard the hype for it. Because I definitely would have heard hype for this. But I guess they kind of had to keep it under wraps. Yeah. Otherwise, people would have gotten really pissed, because they were like, "Oh, we're getting another Skyrim instead of Skyrim 6 or Elder Scrolls 6." So. But hey, that'll satisfy many people's desire for a Skyrim game, especially if it has more than just. It's not just a rehash.
Yeah.
It is just better.
I loved how I was told that it was there, because I was sitting on the couch and we're over in the Netherlands, and my roommate was beside me, and she was just like, "No way." I was like, "What?" And she just like showed me her phone, and it was really loud. I went, "Fuck off!" And another my roommate from across the room went, "That's rude. Don't say it to her." I was like, No. Fuck off. Wait, hang on. Oh my god, was my actual reaction to it. So it's like, there's more than just that. And again, yeah, you'd be pissed off if it was just Skyrim. Even I'd be pissed off if it was just Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that there's 500 more items being put into this, absolutely. You can't see I put my thumbs up, but
yeah, I saw it.
You did it.
That's a nice stretch. But the last thing we will touch on, maybe, unless we get time, is one thing that you are very excited for.
Don't tell me what I'm excited for.
And we finally got a look at it, and we also got, not a release date, but we got a release period. For the Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker.
Okay, this is also something I want to talk about. Yeah, I'm glad you brought this up. Yes, I am excited for it. I was talking with my brother about this the other day, because he's playing through the Elder Scrolls, oh fuck's sake, the complete saga with his girlfriend at the moment, and they're playing through, and like, are you finally going to perfect it? Because it took me 12 years to perfect, because I got it when I was 7, and I only perfected in 2020. So like, woo! Can't wait to see the true achievements list. So I was talking to him, I was like, I'm excited for if legacy mode is what I think it is. If it is type of voices, if it's just muffled random things, I'm happy with that. But it looks of it, it seems that it could be, because the trailers don't show them talking. It shows that they can, but I think it's not necessarily showing them constantly talking. It's showing a bunch of scenes and clips of just like the movement stuff, and I'm like, could we be like this? Could this be a thing? I'm still willing to bet that there will be talking in it. But then there's the combat system, which looks interesting, but it looks a bit weird. But I do think the phrase I'm more looking at is like combat system is a big upgrade for the series. Is complete and utter bollock. You can't upgrade perfection, is why. Well, how do you upgrade a fucking Lego game? You walk up to a guy, press square, X, or Y, I guess on Switch, and you beat him. That's it.
I guess it might be a thing that it's not as easy as it was.
I think they also might be talking about. Hang on, let me click into it.
With the shooting.
Yeah, I think they're talking about the shooting because there's like an over-the-shoulder thing, which is like okay. And I think they're also talking about like the duel, but even the duel, in my head I went Star Wars TCS because it's the complete saga, and just said Tom Clancy Star Wars. No, if they talk about the dueling system in the complete saga is actually like weirdly intricate. Because like there's actually like blocking things you can do, and there's like a pattern swing you can do that does more damage and shit like that. There's a lot to it, so I prefer that old way, and I think it just looks cooler, and that's all it is. It's just like, yay, it looks nice and flashy, and you have proper sword battles.
Ready. I am ready.
Well, they speak.
Oh, well, yeah. I as I said, I'm sure they do speak, but I'm wondering if the trailers that show the scenes without them speaking is also the legacy mode. I don't know. I'm hoping.
I don't think that's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, this is like this back to the Spider-Man thing at the beginning of this. You hope Tobey Maguire and the other ones in it. I don't think they are. I hope the legacy is this. You don't think it is. So we're even at full circle.
Full circle.
So if it is great, but like, it's not going to be an increase. It's not going to be an upgrade to these games. The original ones are the best games, even for kids nowadays. Those Lego games are awesome. So,
like, this would be really fun. Lego games are always fun.
Yeah.
This would be really fun, just for the fact that it's gonna have so much to do, so many. It has like 500 playable characters, which is just absurd. So like even if it's just for playing through, getting achievements, even if it's just for that, that like that'll be good enough. But apparently spring 2021, not an actual release date, but spring 2022.
no shit, spring 2021 is not an actual release date because it's fucking August.
Yeah. It says 2021 here, but it says it was delayed from 2021. But spring 2022. Now, will this actually happen?
In this case, this goes back to why we were talking about Halo. I get Battlefield, I play that for a few months. I get Halo, I play that for a few months. I get Star Wars Skywalker Saga, I play that for 4 years. So
and you got to throw Far Cry 6 in there somewhere as well.
Yeah, if I go for it.
And Stalker 2.
Oh yeah, okay.
Left 4 Dead.
Police Saga, Stalker 2. Then I play Stalker 2 for the next 10 years.
Left 4 Dead.
Back for Blood, you mean?
Back 4 Blood, sorry.
That's
what's the other one? Dying Light. Dying Light.
Oh yeah. We haven't gotten anything of that.
Yeah. What's the other zombie game that's coming?
There are a few. I think we hit them all now.
Something 2.
Dying Light 2.
Second one. Dying Light 2 is that?
Yeah, it's Dying Light 2.
Dying Light 2. December of this year.
Wait, what?
Apparently. December 7th, the day before Halo comes out.
Alright. When was this told?
When was this? It was launched on E3. It's told at E3. It was delayed from 2020.
No, I knew that.
So,
Anyway.
So now you get to play Battlefield 2042 up to the 7th of December. You play Dying Light 2 for 1 day, and then you play Halo.
December 7th is shit, Tuesday. I can't binge play it.
Tuesday.
Oh fuck! That means fucking 8th is a Wednesday. I can't binge play Halo. That's annoying because my first semester in college is super fucking busy. Okay, I think we're running out of time anyways.
You don't know your timetable, do you?
I have 7 modules in the first semester, and 4 in the second.
Wednesday might be your quiet day.
I hope Tuesday is my quiet days. No, wait, how do I hope Thursday is my quiet day, so I can have Wednesday to download it and then play it all Thursday.
Oh yeah, true. Well, you can pre-install it, so.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Anyway, we're running out of time, so
That's it for us.
that's all. Yeah, make sure to follow us on Instagram, where we post TV show and movie reviews. Go over to our YouTube channel, The Screen Age, to see Let's Plays and stuff. We got one that's we're recording today, and that will be interesting, to say the least.
Oh god.
It's going to be a lot of pain. If it ever gets released, you'll know by just the title of it.
It's gonna be a fucking long one.
Just to say the least, it'll definitely be a long recording.
To say the least, it's gonna have intermissions.
Oh, it's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be like a 10-part series, because it's gonna be at least 6 hours. Oh God, I'm not looking forward to this.
I am.
Anyway, yeah, that's it from us. Yeah, and we're back to regular scheduling. So, see you every week from now on. Oh, bye bye.
Bye bye.